Hi, this is Mary from VIPS TV. Today we will study English words you may pronounce wrong, and we'll study 5 pairs today. The first one, explain. Explain is the verb. If you explain something to somebody, that means you make people you help that people to understand that things easily. So that is called explain. Remember X here, explain. Remember the consonant cluster? Spl, explain, explain. But the noun of this one is explanation. It's quite different, huh? Don't say explanation, that is explanation. X, and then explanation. Explanation is the noun. It's just like the reason. Remember here for the spelling, explain, A-I-N. But here explanation, no I, just A-N, okay? Explain, explanation. Don't say explanation, okay? Explain, explanation. Number 2, relationship. You know this word, right? Relationship. Relationship, that means the way to people, to countries, to companies or groups behave towards each other, the way they interact with each other. So relationship, relationship. Here, relative. A lot of people mispronounce this one. They think this is relationship, so they would pronounce this one as relative. A lot of people say relative, but it's not correct. This is relative. Relative can be a noun or an adjective, but here I mean a noun. Relative. Relative, if a person is your relative, that means that person is in the same family with you, just like, you know, your uncle, your aunt, your cousin, they are your relatives. So relative. Remember, relationship, but relative. Don't say relative, okay? It's not correct. Relative. Number 3, breath is the noun, but the verb is breathe. Breath, that means the air you take into your body through your nose or your mouth, and then you set it out again. So breath, breath, unvoiced, breath. Here, breathe, the verb breathe. Number 4, reserve. Reserve is the verb, just like book. If you want to reserve, you can reserve a table in a restaurant, a seat for a flight, or a room in a hotel. So you can reserve, you can call, or you can ask for that room or the seat or the table. Reserve, just like book a tour, book a room, book a table. Reserve. But the noun is reservation. Don't say reservation, okay? It is reservation. Reservation is the noun. It's just like the arrangement for a seat or a room or maybe a table. Reservation. Number 5, this is comfort. Comfort. Remember, don't say comfort. You think this is the fort and then you say comfort. It's not correct. It is comfort. Okay. Comfort it can be a noun or a verb, but here I means the verb comfort. But the way it is pronounced are the same, huh? So comfort. If I comfort somebody, that means I try to make that person feel relaxed and pleasant. Comfort. But here, the adjective, it means if you feel comfortable, that means you feel relaxed or pleasant. Comfortable. Don't say comfortable, okay? Comfortable. Don't say comfortable or comfortable. No, comfortable. Comfort, comfortable. Now, again, one, explain and explanation. 2, relationship but relative. 3, breath for the noun and the verb breathe. Breath, breathe. 4, reserve, just like book. Reservation, the noun. Reserve, reservation. Number 5, comfort for the verb or noun. For the adjective, comfortable. Comfort, comfortable. Let's go to the examples. For explain and explanation. Explain. Can you explain to me the meaning of this word? That means I don't understand much about the meaning of this word. Can you help me to understand it? Can you explain? Explain to somebody, okay? Can you explain to me the meaning of this word? This word. This word. The meaning. Remember TH, put your tongue between your teeth. The meaning of this word. The meaning of this word. Can you explain to me the meaning of this word? Explanation. He didn't give an explanation why he was absent. For example, he was absent from the class or from the meeting, but he didn't give the reason why. He didn't give an explanation. Given. Remember V-E, given. Link them together. Given. He didn't given. Here, didn't. You don't have to pronounce T. Remember, 2 words together. The first word ends with T and the second word begins with a consonant. We don't have to pronounce T or T here. He didn't given. He didn't give an explanation. He didn't give an explanation why he was absent. Words here is, so was absent. Why he was absent? He didn't give an explanation why he was absent. Number 2, relationship and relatives. I have a good relationship with my stepmother. If a person is your stepmother, that means that woman got married to your father, but that woman is not your real mother. Because of some reason, your father got married to another woman, so she would become your stepmother. Stepmother. Remember TH here, mother, stepmother. With my stepmother. With my stepmother. I have a, link them together. I have a good relationship. Good here, you don't have to pronounce D2. Good relationship. I have a good relationship with my stepmother. Relative. Relative. Remember, if someone is your relative, that person is in the same family with you. We just have some close relatives. Relatives, we have close relative or distant relatives. Distant, that means far relatives. We just have some close relatives. Close relatives. Close relatives. We just have some close relatives. Number 3, breath and breathe. Breath. Let's take a deep breath before we start. You know, if before you do something, you take a deep breath like this. It really helps you to feel comfortable. Deep breath. Deep breath. Deep breath. Let's take a deep breath. Let's take a deep breath before we start. Start. Let's take a deep breath before we start. Breathe. It was, here you don't have to pronounce it. You don't have to pronounce T here. It was so cold that I could hardly breathe. I could hardly breathe. That means I couldn't breathe. Okay, hardly, just like you can say I could hardly or I couldn't breathe. It was so cold that I could hardly breathe. Breathe. Could, you don't have to pronounce D2. Could too. It was so cold that I could hardly breathe. Number 4, reserve and reservation. Reserve. I'd like to reserve a table for 5 people, please. Just like you want to have lunch or dinner with your family or friends. There are 5 people, and then you call the restaurant first to reserve a table for you. I'd like to reserve the table. Reserve, link them together. Reserve a table for 5. Remember VE, 5 people. Please. I'd like to reserve a table for 5 people, please. I'd like to reserve a table for 5 people, please. Next, reservation. Remember, reservation is the noun, just like the arrangement. Could I have a dinner reservation for this evening, please? This evening, you can link them together. This evening. This evening. This evening. This evening. This evening. This evening. For this evening. Dinner reservation. Dinner reservation for this evening. Could I link them together? Could I have a dinner reservation? Could I have a dinner reservation for this evening, please? Could I have a dinner reservation for this evening, please? Next, comfort and comfortable. Remember, comfort. If you comfort somebody, you make that person feel pleasant and feel pleasant, feel better. My mom always comforts me when I'm sad. I'm sad, that means I'm unhappy. When I'm sad, comforts here, comforts, because my mom, the singular noun, and then you have to add s here after the verb, comforts. My mom always, link them together. My mom always with s, remember. My mom always comforts me. My mom always comforts me when I'm sad. Comfortable. Are these shoes comfortable? For example, you go to a shoe shop to buy a pair of shoes, and then and then the clerk introduces to you some shoes, and then you try them on. After that, the clerk will ask you, are these shoes comfortable? Are these shoes? Remember shoes, shoes here with S, right? Plural now. So we have to use these and are these. Are these shoes comfortable? Are these shoes comfortable? One more time again. Explain, explanation. Can you explain to me the meaning of these words? He didn't give an explanation why he was absent. Relationship and relative. I have a good relationship with my stepmother and relative. We just have some close relatives. Next. Breath and then breathe. Let's take a deep breath before we start. It was so cold that I could hardly breathe. Reserve and reservation. I'd like to reserve a table for 5 people, please. I'd like to reserve a table for 5 people, please. Reservation. Could I have a dinner reservation for this evening, please? Next, the last one, comfort and comfortable. My mom always comforts me when I'm sad. And the last one, are these shoes comfortable? Okay, that's all for today. Thanks, goodbye, see ya.